Hi, Brian Ritsuno here. Today I want to share with you the importance of overcoming shyness or self-consciousness. This is actually crucial because like a lot of people think it's quite okay to be shy. And and that okay to be kind of reflected in a social situation, but this is this attitude actually disadvantage you in a significant way of your social progress or career progress. Um, and also, this makes your life a lot harder because you let the other people, like external influence, opinions, influence your decision makings or your uh, life strategies, like how you're going to behave. Certain amount of like a societal norm, like adhering things are important, but uh, overly concerned about people's opinions and how they perceive you, like thinking about it all the time, is going to be extremely negative, and it'll be substantial obstacles in your uh, success. So for me, it's like in the past, I felt like let's say when I was in front of the audience, whatever I did, like let's say like some kind of performance or whatever that is, uh, like let's say in a school, in a class, like you raise your hands and then say asking questions, things of the nature, like very small things. But if I made some kind of mistakes, I feel so self-conscious and feel really embarrassed about and it feels so unnatural, and my blood pressure kind of goes really high, and then feels like it's a lot to take in, emotional sense. And this is actually segue into the notion of a timidity, just because like you always want to be some sort of like little bit of being liked by people in a sense, or being accepted. So you become more and more timid in a way. um, so in a timidity itself is a bad character habit, just because you cannot overcome a lot of obstacles along the way when you pursue your success with the attitude of timidity. You have to be bold. You have to be courageous. Exact opposite of timidity. So uh, a lot of the bad habits comes from being shy. So yeah, I because of that, I struggle to be authentic in front of people, because I always kind of concerned about how do people perceive me, in a way. And this actually wasn't really good to build a healthy relationship with others, because I'm pretending, and I'm not really being myself. And then when I try to be myself, I don't know how to really do it, right? Because I don't know the subtlety of it, and so forth. So it wasn't really easy per se. So I went to more towards like a study or more science or math and that type of things, without the interaction, not much interaction with other people. Um, but then I noticed that as I grow older, people who actually succeed, laugh faster or laugh more, are the one that who can actually interact with people with confidence, with tact. Not some people that were shy and avoiding people and awkward with other people. And even though if you're, let's say, genius level of whatever you do, if you're not don't have this like people skills, not overcoming your shyness, then your career path is going to be extremely limited. Just because like a lot of times the what you can accomplish is within a teamwork, and you really have to, even though if you're a genius, you can't really do anything by yourself. You can do like some specialized section, and this is important, but then you have to work with others. So you cannot be you cannot afford to be shy. You gotta overcome it somehow. So one way to do overcome it is like you gotta know kind of how to approach people, like how to deal with it. Like it requires a little bit of like training or studying, but then there is a lot of like resources, like how to, like Dale, Dale I think Carnegie, yeah, Dale Carnegie, you know, or like some sort of self-help book that telling you how to talk to people, how to approach people, and that type of framework. And these are very important just because, like, if you know at least that the basic framework, right? And then if you felt something weird, then you know what you did wrong, and that's really important. Otherwise, if you don't have a framework and then you just kind of randomly just kind of try and error style, then you get overwhelmed. You have no idea which part you did wrong. So it's important to have some basic ones. So need to study a little bit. And I think it's important to understand where this like shyness or self-conscious generally comes from. Generally, this is coming from like immaturity, like you're thinking that the world revolves around yourself, and you focus too much on yourself, and then believing that the other people actually cares about you as much as you yourself, and which is patently not right. I mean, think of your best friend. Are you thinking about your best friend all the time? No, very little. And probably most of people that and even like, let's say if you like somebody and if you're kind of thinking about her or him, whatever, like for a long time, but then you're really thinking about the really really small superficial things that only you know. So it's yeah, people really have no idea what's going on in your head or what's going on, or even care that much, because everybody's really busy with their own life, and they have their own adventures to take on. So yeah, just get out of this mentality where the people really care about you. I mean, people care, but not that much, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, way less. And you might say like, okay, it's very nerve wracking, right? Like being overcome shyness, like being in front of people, like let's say public speaking and so forth. Can you really be overcome? And yes, you can. It's like you can train yourself to be stronger as like a muscle is stronger, or like you can train the sports and or whatever, like or even if you're like studying math or whatever that is, business, anything, like as long as you train it, you get better at it. So it's the same thing as overcoming shyness. If you trying to train your courage, train your knowledge, get used to that feeling, and then you start getting the resistance to it. So you just have to push yourself. So so how do you really overcome shyness or self-consciousness? The key goal is to really put your mind into focusing on goals, like, or the topic at hand. It is a mistake. It's like a lot of people indulge themselves in, like, oh, how am I gonna look when I'm talking? How am I gonna sound when I'm speaking, or something along the line? Don't worry about it. All you care about is the ideas, like how are you going to solve the problems, or present your ideas clearly. That's the focus you have to go. And then also that's another training. The more you do it, you're going to get better at it. You don't even think about how you behave or whatever. And then the content of what you do, right, or what you say is good, then that's really what really matters to other people. And what really helps is actually not just that. Okay, that's the foundational, but foundational plus more like something helps you to get there easier. It is important, and which is know some sort of conventional norm. So how are you going to behave in a certain group or certain situation? Just study a little bit, like can observe and imitate the people that, oh, this is how people behave, how they wear, something like that. And then just kind of learn, and then behaviorally just smooth in. That is the best way to overcome actual shyness, because as long as you can blend in a superficial sense, then you don't have to feel like you're kind of odd people, right? Like you just sneak in. And also important thing is to be able to listen, because listening actually to others shift the focus from you to the other person, because when you listen to somebody, you have to focus on the other person, so you're getting out of yourself. So listen very carefully to other people. It's active listening. And a lot of times we feel that shy because we're scared of a rejection or criticism. But then this is something that you really have to understand, that these are important things for your success. And don't take rejection or criticism as a negatives. Take it as positives. So whenever somebody insults you, it's kind of funny, but insult you or whatever, you might want to take it as a compliment, because you express something that people care. Right. I mean, if they don't people care about it, then they don't they don't really say anything. Like, just whatever, just walk away. But then you probably trigger something that they care. I'm not saying to be rude or anything. It's just if you're sincere about it, if you're doing your best, you're doing some project and whatever, and then if people have some kind of reaction, then just take it as a positive things. If their ideas are good, they incorporate it. If idea is nothing, it's coming from their ignorance or envy or jealous or whatever, then just set aside. But then you need people's, because the human beings tends to get delusional, and we cannot progress all on our own. We need help from others. So invite people's opinions as much as possible. Don't avoid it, and then don't take all these things personally. It's not when people are saying something to you, it's not personal. It's more ideological or more idea sense. It sounds like personal. Then that's their problems. That's their character issue, not yours. So another thing is we need to build the self-confidence and stuff. So one thing is the important thing is that you have to have a faith in yourself. It means it's like you are in a sense created in the image of God. So you have all you need. You have nothing to really fear, and you should have this confidence that you have enough to succeed. And this is a faith, so you have to believe it. That's it. But then that's not good enough. It means it's like you have to have that self-confidence, and the best self-confidence is to have a merit. Otherwise, like your self-confidence becomes just a delusional, and then you can't do anything. Like if you're incompetent, right, or ignorant, then when it comes to shove, you can't do anything, and then you get embarrassed, whatever. I mean, that's self-confidence cannot do anything about this. So make sure that you train yourself, you learn, and you build small wins. It's like overcome the obstacles daily, and that becomes your confidence. That's the true confidence with merit. So build that, and then do that's where you put your effort into daily. And so like a lot of times, like a different social situation, right? Like, different groups of people. Okay, if you're hanging out with a bunch of friends, that's you don't feel shy. But if somebody else is like new, then that type of things. So what you need to do is like you wanted to actually be worldly as much as possible. It means it's like you observe the different groups, like a different type of people. You be curious, like you learn from history books, like how people actually behaves, or each nation or each region have a different customs, and then you want to adapt as much as possible, and then you feel a lot more confident because you get rid of your ignorance. Okay, this audience wants to this type of things, and then this audience want the other things, because every type of group wants the different things, and you don't want to go to the one group who doesn't care and then say, okay, you do this, and they're like, I don't get it. But then it's the same message that you have to the different audience might say, wow, this is something that amazing. That type of difference can often happen. So be observant, learn, and always curious about people. And the last thing is, generally shy people are quite perfectionism. It's like they have in a sense, they might say like, I don't, because of shy, because they don't have feel like they don't have a self-confidence, but then they might have in a deep down, they have a high standard that then they cannot really reach. So they feel like they're not good enough. That comes from, that's why they don't have a confidence in it. They feel shy and then self-conscious, whatever. So important thing is that the perfectionism is just get rid of all this, like perfection. It just perfectionism is human perfectionism is comes with the mistakes. It's weird, right? Like perfectionism sounds like there's no the mistakes or no flaws, but then in reality, perfectionism has to have this essence of mistakes or obstacles, because without those, we cannot, as a human beings, we cannot progress. So whatever the state you're in, like let's say you're not that doing great at school or great at work or like underperforming whatever that is, like in sports or music, whatever you want to do. That's this state itself is already perfect. It means it's like, but then you gotta go perfecter, right? Like you gotta do more. So accept like your shortcomings and mistakes and all that as part of the great things. Okay, don't look at those as saying like, oh, because of these I'm not that great, or like, oh, I don't have money, so I'm not feeling comfortable, like in confidence or whatever. It doesn't matter, like these things. I forgot somebody was saying, like some famous guy was saying, like the if you can be content of what you have, then you are already rich or success, right? I mean, rich doesn't really mean doesn't have to be money, right? Like you feel content in the even the little things you have, and that's the thing you want to have, like count your blessings. And all these like shortcomings, like like let's say you're driving a piece of shit car, or you don't have even cars or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like as soon as you say, okay, I'm gonna overcome these obstacles and then go to the next level, and if you have that drive, if you have that ambition, if you have that grit in a sense, then you are as good as really the highest performance people on earth. It's not that psychological, it's not that different. So, and it'll be a matter of time that you're gonna get to somewhere. I'm not saying like you're gonna be the number one in everything, but I'm just saying you're gonna get somewhere in the extremely or very competitively, like meritocratically excellent position. So yeah, don't worry about perfectionism. This is just the idea that the more you have a wrong idea about the reality, then it makes your life a lot worse. So overcoming the shyness or self-consciousness, you free yourself from timidity, a lack of confidence, or hesitations, and these are all distractive to when it comes to reaching your goals or success. And once you overcome it, then you can actually focus all your energy. Okay, you don't have to worry about anybody else, right? Technically, that's all, what that means. So you focus all your energy to accomplish your goals, and that's really powerful. Having shyness or self-consciousness is like dragging like heavy load and try to compete with people without nothing. Like let's say running a race. You can't win. So, and another thing is like, I think this is probably most important. The practically is if you're not shy, you're gonna create more harmony with other people, because you're gonna be more open, you're gonna be more authentic, and then you're gonna create a harmonious, like effective relationship, and then people are the most important in this world, right? Like whatever you do, okay. Of course, animals are important, but I'm just saying in the hierarchy of things, like humans are the one that bring you forward, like gives you everything you need, pretty much, as a social being. So just don't avoid a challenge in this, overcoming shyness, and then you can take public speaking classes or debate class, or like some sort of like go to a lot of like events with a lot of people in, and then just push yourself out there, and then listen to people, and then talk as much as possible, and use all things like we talked about, and once you overcome it, and a lot of like doors will open up for you. Hi, thank you for watching. Please write down your idea in the comment section below to help each other. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit bell button to be notified a new video. See you next time.